We are up in the kitchen for today's Work in Connecticut story, and this morning Ricky Evans from Ricky D's Rib Shack is joining us with what else but ribs for your 4th of July holiday. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Let's talk really briefly. Tell me a little bit about the Rib Shack, your food truck. I mean, you just have a lot going on.
I got a lot going on. I started 4 years ago from a food truck, and we started out street vending, and then we branched off and started doing food truck festivals and different events around the greater New Haven, Hartford, Bridgeport, Fairfield County area.
Everywhere.
And we just opened up our restaurant a year ago from yesterday.
Wow, and that's in Science Park in New Haven, you said?
It's in Science Park in New Haven, 302 Winchester Ave.
Very nice.
Yep.
Well, we know a lot of people are going to be firing up their own grills.
Yep.
So you came to give us some special tips on how we can make the most perfect ribs.
That's right.
Dig in, let's go.
All right, so what we use every day at the restaurant, we use a spare rib. And first thing that we do is we flip this part over, and this backbone right here, first thing we do is just cut this piece off.
Oh, you need a good knife for that, huh?
Yeah, you gotta have a good knife. It always helps for it when it's nice and sharp, you know. Flip it over, and you see all this loose meat right here?
Right.
So what I do is I just basically trim that off.
Huh.
Cut this up, and these little trimmings right here, I put them to the side, and this is what we use for rib tips. So at the restaurant, I do a rib tip sandwich.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to get rid of that's good meat, right?
Yeah, it's all good meat, so believe me, nothing goes to waste. And then at home, you may not do this, but this little flap right here, we cut this flap right off.
Oh, wow.
And then we can kind of just cut this up, put this to the side, and that's what we use for the rib tips. And this is also a real important part of the process. It's like this membrane right here. It's important that you pull this off. And this piece right here, you can just throw away. And what this does, it allows your seasonings, your rub, and to get, you know, the smoke all the way through the meat. So the flavor is nice and consistent all the way through the meat.
Sometimes it can be stubborn, huh?
Yeah, you know what, some slabs, the membrane comes off easier. Some of it is more difficult sometimes. Let's see, it always helps when you get a paper towel too, so.
There you go.
All right, so we throw that over.
Perfect, so then you're gonna season it, because I wanna make sure we have time for the finished product as well.
Yep,
So
and then right here, what I do is, I take my dry rub, and I season both sides. Just like that.
Look at that. Perfect.
And what I do when I smoke the ribs, we do everything using indirect heat over hickory wood. And I smoke the ribs at 245 degrees for about 4.5 hours, or until it's nice and tender.
And then we have about a minute left, so I want to get to this lovely, fragrant, cooked set of ribs right here. Oh,
right.
You can still feel like the heat is just coming off of them right here.
And you always want to make sure you use gloves so you're not cross-contaminating it.
Yeah, and as we just saw him do, he switched them, you know, before he was making the unprepared meat versus.
Right. Then I flip it over. I cut each bone off the slab.
Again, a nice sharp knife.
Yeah. Make sure it's nice and tender. We good on time?
We're good on time. We're getting down. So as you dress those, tell me a little bit more just about your sauce. This is something too that, you know, obviously made right here in Connecticut that you are in the process.
Yep, so I make my own barbecue sauce. I created my own style of barbecue. It's called Kansalina barbecue. Okay. So what it is it's the combination between that sweet, savory taste of Kansas City barbecue and the vinegar Carolina style.
All right. Well, it smells delicious. We're just about out of time. So as we are finishing this up and plating this, we're going to send things back down to Erica and Dan in the Weather Center. Hey, guys.
There we go.